Here's hoping it is.
Yes, the Adelaide midfield there. Rhett Biglands, who's been very good coming in for the injured Sean Wren. He's worked very well in partnership with Ben Marsh, who incidentally is starting deep in the forward line for Adelaide, just trying to stretch Fremantle's defence a little bit.
The umpires tonight, Coates, Humphrey, Smith and Fox. And we're underway. Very deliberate bounce, but a good one to start proceedings. Biglands goes up and knocks it down. Cook almost left it behind. Michael's hand pass intercepted by Connell. Knocked away from it. This is Holland. Gets a hand pass to Walker. Walker inside the centre square, kicking down towards right half forward. And guess who?
A mixture. There's the odd boo there.
You told us. All cheers.
They're Port supporters.
Down towards full forward. Clive comes in. And now the Port people may boo.
This is interesting because Waterhouse and Modra haven't been on the park together all that often this year. And they could be something tonight.
Exciting prospect, the pair of them.
It was a good play by Tony Modra. He didn't hesitate. Just put the ball to the top of the square. Clive Waterhouse able to take the mark.
Gets the goal. Great start for the Dockers.
Now just watch this. You'll see Tony Modra in front of Nathan Bassett, who's a very, very good defender, takes the mark, but he does not hesitate. He sees Waterhouse moving. He's put it right to the top of the square. That's exactly where it should go. And Nigel Smart not able to get back and spoil Clive Waterhouse. A good mark running back to the flight of the ball. Good start. Great start, particularly out of the centre for Fremantle, and their centre clearances have been a feature of their game so far.
Well, that was a mixed reception at best, I reckon, there for Tony Modra. I reckon when you come here dressed in the Adelaide colours, you forget all about the fact about the bloke who used to be the star. Goodwin goes out of the middle. Good take by Jarman. The hand pass in, and Crowell for goal, kicks it.
Interesting start. Goal for goal. Very quickly. Waterhouse at one end, Crowell at the other. Another good bounce. Biglands knocks it down directly in front of himself. Two hard doers in there, Cook and McLeod. Fletcher applies a tackle just wide of the pack. And Stenglein, and will have a bounce about 10 metres away from the centre circle.
Yes, Tyson Stenglein, of course, one of the draft picks, picked up with one of the draft picks for which Tony Modra was traded.
Watch that with interest then. Cook working hard at the base of the pack as he always does, kicking it down towards half forward. Pavlich, another former South Australian, in trouble. Robran got him. Now McLeod swooping on the loose ball, forward of half back, kicking down towards half forward. Up in front, the strong mark is taken by Crowell. His confidence sky high after that early goal. Kicks inside the 50. McGregor had it punched away by Parker, missed by Edwards. Goodwin hard against the boundary line. Not a bad effort from there. Just slides it across the face of behind.
Yeah, Simon Goodwin has been so important. He was involved in the movement early in the centre of the ground and runs strongly to half forward. Rhett Biglands also the ruckman. Strongly into attack for Adelaide.
Parker's kick in. Pinpoint to Clement. Up towards centre wing. Bandy covering ground. Good lead mark. In between half back and wing. Pops it over the top. Norrish just forward to the centre wing. Had an unbelievable start to the game last week against the Saints. Gets the hand pass in, and off and running Dodd. In short, disappointing. Hart goes short. James, the hand pass in. Robran playing on Pavlich. Half distance pass, missed the target. Crowell has opened up like a rocket. Here he is in midfield. Didn't see the tackler coming. Norrish caught him on the blind side. Play on. Cook's got it. Crowell again. Boy, he's had about 4 touches in 3 minutes. Up to full forward. Jarman caught behind, but gets a bit lucky. Jarman off the left. Oh, how good is this?
No question about it. Just a remarkable talent. Darren Jarman snapping the second goal for the Adelaide Crows, and they lead it by 7 points now. The centre square proving very important. Biglands taps it down behind this time. Rashudo finds a teammate, Vardy. The hand pass comes across to Goodwin, who was dragged down. In goes Cook. Working hard is Norrish, but going nowhere. He started sensationally last week. McLeod moves it about 10 metres into the advantage of the Crows. Biglands gets through, kicks it goal from inside the 50. They've got another one. What a start.
Well, Andrew McLeod has started in the centre of the ground. I guess it's the old roving position as we've known it. He's responsible for the ball going forward. Look, fights off here, just strength, gets through, and Rhett Biglan's just powers through this ball. Sees the goals, and he's inside 50. There's no hesitation there. He knows he can reach it. His mobility and his strength. Tremendous replacement for Sean Wren. Great start for Adelaide after that early Fremantle goal.
Before you start, boys, so I think the Fremantle boys will have to wake up to Biglan's giant leap. He's leaping all over Michael at this stage.
Well, they've got Bandy, of course, they can throw in there.
Michael faces Biglan's again. Biglan's just repeats the previous dose. Back to McLeod. Bouncing to Crowell. Beautiful hand pass. Vardy steers the pass over Jarman. Jarman at the back. Almost a mark. Still there for the Crows. It spills through to Edwards. He's collared. Goes over the boundary line and will have a throw in. What a start to this game. 3-1 to a goal.
Well, they're just going direct. They're not messing around with moving into the forward line via the flanks. They're just hitting centre half forward, hitting full forward. Darren Jarman, when the ball came over the back of the pack in that last contest, in front of his opponent, and Tyson Edwards not able to control it, but going on with his good form.
Biglan's already 4 hit-outs. McLeod 3 kicks out of the middle. So desperation here for the Dockers. Hurry snap by Marsh. Was it touched? That's another goal.
It's quite remarkable. Just over 4 minutes of actual playing time, and it's 4-1 to a goal.
You have to say a fairly explosive start, Dennis.
I think so, Curls, and you were right about Biglan's. He's doing a terrific job in there, getting up very high and directing it down. They've got a man up. McLeod's still a free mover. It was intended for McLeod. It didn't get to him that time. Barty pulls it back. He was trying to hand pass it to McLeod. Eventually, topped off by Fletcher. Got the hand pass across to Longmuir, who kicks it out wide to Hazelby. I think it was Parker who kicked it to Hazelby, and Hazelby between the lines. Wing and half forward, a centering kick intended for Waterhouse, but Bickley going back takes a timely defensive mark.
Well, it was a good kick, except Mark Bickley read it beautifully.
Bassett running up from full back. Just short of the wing. They're playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, and why not? Rashudo run down, gets the kick off nevertheless, ill-directed though. Fletcher stands his ground at centre-half back.
Well, he's been a tough player, a good player all year, Adrian Fletcher.
Got rid of the helmet tonight too.
And this man also, Dennis, he's had a very, very good year.
Great pickup. Troy Cook kicks it out wide. This is Brown.
Cook excellent last week against the Saints and capped it off for 3 goals. Brown in his first season from the wing to half forward. Bit of pushing and shoving going on. Bandy fires out the hand pass. It sits for Modra on the boundary line, 50 out. He centres. Pavlich juggles, can't take the mark. Good tackle. The ball's still there. Comes to Robran. Just to the 50. Oh, Rashudo drops what he should have taken. Cook the hand pass back. Michael Borks then delivers wide. And at full stretch, Hazelby can't take the mark. He's lost control of it. Stenglein up towards centre wing. Oh, another mark drop. So Curls called it dewy and a bit slippery. And yes, it didn't look like that with the early goals, Curls, but we saw it there in the last minute.
If you try and mark with dry set hands tonight instead of wet placement of hands and fingers, you'll drop a lot of marks.
Hands behind the ball, and you just see with Mark Rashudo, Pavlich and then Tyson Stenglein all dropping what looked like easy marks.
Crows by 19 points. Very congested in there. Umpire letting them play. Goodwin at the base of all of that, making some effort, I think. And the ball up. So, as we said, explosive start by the Adelaide Crows.
Fremantle seem to have settled a little bit, though. Modra certainly started well.
We're back to normal football is what we're back to. The motivation, obviously, a place in the 8 for the Crows. I'm sure that's been spelled out. Goodwin hung on to by Fletcher. He'll get the free kick. He's on the wing. Goodwin. It's not a big forward line up ahead. Crowell offers. I think he'll go in that direction. He does. Crowell has been terrific so far. Bandy knocking away. Walker close to the boundary line. Doesn't bother keeping it in. Knocks it across. There's Adrian Fletcher, who broke his cheekbone in round 6. He came back very quickly. As we said, played with a helmet until last week. He played in spurts with it last week. It was on, then off, and then on again. Tonight, he's dispensed with it. Parker to Norwich, who started so well last week. 12 possessions in the opening term. Gets it across to Longmuir, who kicks inside the 50. Waterhouse is in front. Smart is tracking him. Waterhouse over his shoulder. Chance for Holland. He's worked off the line of the ball well by Bickley. Picked up by Smart, who kicks it back towards half-back. Plenty of Dock is there. Dodd drops the mark.
And Goodwin goes along the line. He'll gain about 35 metres.
Yes, Brad Dodd caught under the ball there. He had to wait for the thundering herd and just didn't keep the eyes fixed on the ball. He's got the job tagging Mark Rasciuto. Found himself in a position where he could take it strongly and probably would like to have done a little bit better with it.
Biglands. And well, the ball comes down to James, who fires the hand pass to Goodwin. Deep inside the 50 with his kick. Work to the back. The hand pass out to Walker, who was so good last week. Pinpoints to Fletcher. And he's at right half back, Adrian Fletcher. Up towards the wing looking for Dodd. It's out of bounds. Skill error by Fletcher. And James will take the free kick. Crows 4-1. Fremantle got the first goal, but they're anchored on one goal. Up towards the 50. Crowell's been sensational. What about that? To Marsh. Marsh for his second. Kicked the hard one, missed the easy one. Well, I don't know whether it was easy, but had plenty of time to settle.
Too much time, probably.
I don't want to rave about Andrew Crowell, but the momentum that he's giving Adelaide and the attack on the ball has been tremendous. And Ben Marsh, unfortunately, pushing the ball across the goal. Did the right thing, aimed at the right goalpost, but it just kept going right.
So Fremantle under real pressure. Brown marks inside his defensive 50. It could well be 50.
It was a good kick-off.
Welsh got there a step late, and that's fair enough.
The young kid is interesting. Lee Brown, number 5 draft picked. Fremantle taking 3 players in the first 5, and they're all playing tonight.
He's had some big jobs this season too. He's met some of the biggest names in the competition. He may have been tempted to take his autograph book out on occasions. There goes the kick inside the 50. At the base of the pack, it's Holland. Holland inside the 50, but only just. Smart has got him. He affected the kick, did Smart with the tackle, and Rasciuto barely 10 metres, takes the mark, wants to go, runs into a blindsided player there. What's the decision? Pavlich came across too high, so he was allowed to come and tackle, but it was too high according to the umpire. Here's Hart. Well, Pavlich had him dead to rights then, so that was a bad mistake.
They seem to be very slow this year, Dennis, in calling play on.
Yes, quite right. Bickley across the ground. James, right half back, kicking it up towards the wing with precision. Stengleine's got it now. Again off his step. Moving into space is Edwards. Didn't have to break stride. Pulls it back inside the 50. High ball. Spring from Brown. Punches it outside the 50. Taken by Hazelby to Clement. The hand pass comes in turn to Harding.
Good running by the Dockers. James Clement for the second time. Half back to half forward, but all Adelaide here. And Bickley takes the mark. The skipper. Game 199 tonight. He'll celebrate 200 next week. He's 2 games behind Nigel Smart. Edwards. Disappointing pass. Walker could have taken the mark, but he was happy to see the ball out.
Just sign of not totally confident in his own. He's been very good, young Walker. Been most impressed with him.
Had to be his best game ever last week.
It was
a
good,
great
wasn't
game. Michael this time beats Biglands and gets the hand pass up. It was going to be a free kick. Advantage comes to Hazelby. Not a great kick by Hazelby, but it falls for Cook. Troy Cook just forward of the wing.
Now, Tyson Stenglein looks like he's coming off the wing and tagging Troy Cook.
Good pass. Fuster too far out to score.
It's a big job for Benny Hart. Brendan Fuster, if he gets some momentum, he's a lot bigger than Ben is.
Bandy's got down there, and Crowell has come down 150 metres. Unbelievable. Comes to James. Crowell has had 5 possessions, a mark, a tackle, kicked a goal, and there he was defending in the last line.
Well, Bandy had run forward, Drew, you called it, but Crowell's his immediate opponent, so he had to get down there with him.
Yeah, but who got the ball once again? So far, Bandy's had 2 possessions. Here's Stenglein on true centre wing. 4-2 Adelaide, 1 goal Fremantle. To a pack outside of half forward. That ball's held in, and there'll be a ball up.
Yes, well, after that initial surge, Fremantle have been able to hold Adelaide. They just haven't been able to really hurt them when they've gone forward. Adelaide have still been into their forward lines 7 times compared to Fremantle's 5. Not much in it. They've just been more efficient when they've gone forward.
in 6 meetings between the teams. Adelaide won the first 4 and the Dockers have won the last 2. Even one in the Crows premiership year. Fletcher's hand pass to Cook. Back to Harding. He sorts out Bandy this time, just forward of the wing.
He's obviously decided to run now, hasn't Bandy?
Looking for Modra. He works Bassett off it. Modra going down towards the pocket. Keeps it in, soccer style. That's how he grew up. Terrific, Mods.
That's a patented move by Modra. Bickley across the goal face on the outer side. Tyson Edwards, who started very well, confronted out there by Waterhouse, gets the kick away, looking for the boundary line, and that's effective. Nicely done. Nothing to kick to.
Good work, Clive Waterhouse. He didn't commit to the tackle. He sat on it. Just have Tony Modry just keeps it in, and Dennis says he's made an art of that kick. He didn't quite get enough boot on it, though, to give it any real momentum.
Boundary throwing out his side. Marsh props in front. Michael reaches around and knocks it down. Hazelby did well on his knees. Got it to Fletcher. Fletcher at full tilt. Kicks inside the 50. Fuster up from behind. It was knocked away by the defence. Chance for James in front. At close quarters back to Hart. Sold him into trouble. Bassett more trouble. Upended by Clive Waterhouse. Picked up there by Holland. Going nowhere. Down goes Marsh, but not before he got the hand pass to Smart. Well worked. And now Edwards again, making that outer side his own. He kicks it long up towards the wing. Crowell is there with Bandy. They wrestle. The ball runs loose. McLeod took a divot. Walker's got plenty of pace. They're both very quick. McLeod works in front. Walker's got him. McLeod knocks at Goldwood. Well played by Vardy. Could have almost been hung on to. Still Vardy. Does a Modra. Back towards the kickoff line. Did Welsh have the ball? Well, he's dispensed with there. Socket off the ground. I think it was Jarman. He's missed to the right, but it's coming back and will be a free kick to Welsh.
Yes, Adelaide with some real talent in their forward line, and good work from Vardy and Scotty Welsh. And they let the umpires see he got rid of the ball, and the umpires sudden certainly then on James Clement.
Graham, you made a good comment a little while back about Fremantle have steadied. They are holding, but they can't break through this Crows defence.
It's been a feature of Adelaide's game, though, their defence.
And Welsh kicks another goal, their 5th.
Signs of a pretty good team, Cornsey, when you build your side around defence, but you can kick 5 goals in 18 minutes as well.
And the goal kickers come from everywhere these days. And I think the difference when Tony Modra was at Adelaide, they looked for him almost exclusively. Now the goal kicking responsibilities are shared. 5 different goal kickers tonight so far. Bursting out of the middle, Fletcher. The hand pass into Dodd. That's perfect by the Dockers. Modra. Almost. He's got a bit of support here. Coops loses control of it. James steady under pressure. Cross in front of goal. Robin leads the race. And helped out by Connell. Turning it back into the corridor to Goodwin. Good setup by the Crows. Simon Goodwin's kick towards centre wing. Difficult, slippery ball and out of bounds. Goodness me, it went near Andrew Crowell and he didn't get it.
Yeah.
Gee, Goodwin's given the Crows tremendous amount of drive in this left side wing.
Well, he's got Adrian Fletcher as his opponent. He's getting a little bit of the ball too. It's going to be a good contest.
Boundary throw in at the wing. Marsh double palms the ball to Rashudo. Beautiful play and ruck. Goodwin again off the left. Welsh might have been attacked without the ball. Comes to Parker and over the top to Fletcher, who drops a mark. He had it spent before he got it. The hand pass into Dodd. Dodd's kick. Coops, difficult overhead. Hazelby fighting hard. Great first-year player. Back to Coops. Loses it. Crows are plenty. James, isn't he great with his hands? Into Robin. And out in the mile in the clear is Edwards. Short kick in. Edwards will get it back from Crowell. Another possession. Edwards, 50, 47. Bang! What a great goal!
Well, Tyson Edwards has been in everything. He and Simon Goodwin. Tyson Edwards has had 7 kicks, taken 4 marks and kicked that goal. But how ironic that Andrew Crowell features in that one with him as well. A little chip over. He found himself miles by himself and no pressure at all. Able to stop, come back inside. He crosses the 50-metre line. And on this ground, to that end, when you cross that line, you know you'll kick the goal or you'll reach the goal. The only question was accuracy. And Tyson Edwards giving Troy Longmuir a bit of a run around, I'd say.
And what about these Crows? You can almost smell the attitude at the moment. They're running hard. They're enjoying it. Rucks go at it. Marsh this time taps it down. Good one. Hand passes towards Fremantle's goal. Holland goes to ground, rakes the ball back in. Could have been leg, slaps it out obligingly from McLeod. And McLeod's away alongside the centre circle. He kicks down towards half forward. Coming up the ground there was Bandy. Couldn't hang on. Connell, hurried kick, goes about 15 metres. Parker goes back, running with the flat of the ball and takes a clever mark.
Fellas, let's not forget, this is exactly the score last night between West Coast and Port Power.
Good on you, Curls.
Is that meant to make people in Perth feel better? Here's Longmuir.
It was worse, it was raining.
Well, it's misty at the moment, isn't it? And slippery out here. Robran bursting through. Stengline, Marsh, McLeod. Look at him run. McLeod. Well, he was pushed in the back and he must get a free kick. It was good chase by Michael, but advantage is paid in any case. Kick comes in from Welsh and Jarman takes a sliding mark. He's already booted one goal and he's marked about 25 metres out. So 29 goals for the season. This time last year he had booted 43. And against the Dockers, he's got a pretty imposing record. He's had 8 and 6 hauls against the Dockers.
Oh, it's a deadly combination. Darren Jarman and space into which to move.
That would have tested his hamstring too, Graham.
I was just going to say, if there was a doubt about his hammies, there's no doubt now. He really stretched then.
Well, he knew a goal could be on the end of it. Marvellous kick coming in too from Welsh. And Jarman posts his second.
Well, last time these teams met, Fremantle won by 39 points in Perth, and they led by 33 at quarter time. It could be that and more the other way tonight, with the Crows doing all the attacking. Here come the Dockers going forward. Hazelby, brilliant. But he doesn't come out with the ball. James has been just as brilliant. That is 10 possessions now for Brett James.
Oh.
Comes to Vardy. Vardy off the left. Great pass. A juggler by Biglands. Couldn't hold it. Welsh. Run down in the tackle. Puts it to the goal square. Biglands had kept going. And it's rushed through for a minor score.
Gee, Tyson Edwards was clever again, wasn't he? That little flick.
Yes, the change being made here with Clem Michael coming off. And Brendan Fuster, who'd been interchanged for Stephen Coops, obviously going to have a run on the ball now.
Yeah, it's very hard for Fremantle to get started because the Crows' rucks are completely on top.
Well, they have enormous confidence when they play at home, Curls. And they're on the front foot, not the back foot.
I've got a Fremantle guy just about sitting on my lap here.
It's Brodie Holland.
You should know better. Kicked in. Marsh misses it. It falls to Connell. Connell hooks inside the 50. Mistiming his jump down there was Longmuir. He was up and down. And Welsh stepped around him and took the mark on his chest.
Or did he slip? I'm not sure whether he thought... Well, no, he didn't slip, but he was in two minds about whether, as a backman, he should fly. And he hesitated, and you just cannot hesitate.
Well, what a start by the Adelaide Crows. 7-3 to a goal. And we've still got about 4 minutes to play in this opening term. Right behind Welsh. And that splits the middle.
Well, he's had his quiet games, but he's been so important in Adelaide's forward line over the last 5 or 6 games. Oh, now 31 goals for the season. Watch the kick come in. Ben Marsh not controlling, but Matt Connell, who will find the ball anywhere. Now, Troy Lombard, I might give him the benefit of the doubt. He did appear to slip as well, but he definitely wasn't confident enough to be in the air as a defender, not quite knowing where his forward line opponent was, and he's paid the price because his forward line opponent came over and around, took the mark and kicked the goal.
See if Fuster can make a change on the ball. Well, Marsh won that one, but the Dockers got hold of it through Fletcher to Norrish. Norrish out of the middle, inside the 50. Oh, good mark, Waterhouse.
Very good hands. Just worked his way to the front of the pack, got the hands behind the ball. And Nigel Smart's not easy to jump over.
That's an exceptional mark, that take there.
Just had his hands behind the ball, Curls, and it didn't slip through.
He missed only 1 week with a hamstring. That's often a bit of a test. So will he really stretch it here? 49 metres out. That is a brilliant kick. Well, they've got 2 and he's got both of them.
Yes, and he does like coming back to Adelaide. Very, very close to being traded back to Port Adelaide at the start of the year. He's father living in Adelaide. His family living in Adelaide. He wanted to be back. His father hasn't been all that well. But just watch this. It's a good kick from Norris. Forward, and Waterhouse works to the front, gets the hand behind it. And this is a beautiful kick. Oh, does it give him some hope?
Well, the 2 hamstring victims, Jarman and Waterhouse, 2 goals each in the opening term. I think we'll forget about their injuries.
31 goals for the season now then for Clive Waterhouse. Career high is 6 against Carlton. That was earlier this season. He's off to a fast start. Here's Longmuir, who's had his problems inside the centre square. Kicks well inside the 50. Loose ball at the back. I'm sure it's been touched.
That's unbelievable.
What has it? No, it's a goal. Longmuir.
Well, that's the way to come back. He's had problems with his opponents in the forward line.
It's one of the longest Muirs I've seen.
You just watch it. There's no argument from
No,
Nathan.
it wasn't touched.
Nowhere near it. Nathan Bassett didn't argue. Mark Bickley was there. He didn't argue, and the ball keeps going and going and going. Nigel Smart knew he wasn't going to get it. Well done, young fella. That's the way to bounce back. Still only a young man.
Well, the Dockers have kicked the last 2. Back in the middle, and Fuster actually getting his hand to it a bit in the middle. So the change might have just started to turn things around a little bit for the Dockers. They're working hard to clear it all. Connell bowled over after he got rid of the kick. It'll be a relayed free kick. The umpire coming in to have a word with Coops, has already been suspended once this year. Be careful, son.
Well, it's better to go down with some overt aggression than lie down. Discipline has to come into it, but you have to show some fight too.
Edwards has had a brilliant first quarter. Look at the kick. Jarman waits at the back. Crumb's come his way at the front. Dropped it in the tackle. Play on. It spills to Brown. Kick by Brown. Spirals outside the 50. And camped underneath at the mark taken by Connell. 2 1/4 minutes to quarter time. Good punch out of the pack by Bandy. Comes to Harding. Now Hazelby. And the Dockers looking better in the last couple of minutes. Open ground here, but Smart gets back to mark on Waterhouse.
Nigel Smart then across half-back. 8-3, plays 3 goals. Comes in short. They'll need to put a cowbell on this bloke. Tyson Edwards, he kicks it out to the wing. Running free as you like. Robran has taken this mark. And again, players surging up the ground for him. James is the long kick. Getting across is Pavlich, almost the big grab. Fell at his feet. Norris, right half-back. Awkward-looking kick. It bounces away from Cook and goes across the line. So what's Tyson Edwards done now? 9 kicks he's had, no hand passes, 6 marks, which indicates he's getting 3.
Incredible. That kick of Matthew Robran was contested by Matthew Pavlich at the other end of the kick, who's his immediate opponent.
From the boundary throw-in, Biglands just about throws the ball out. And we'll have a ball up here on centre wing.
Matthew Robran, playing centre-half forward, has drifted right down to the half-forward flank for Adelaide. You can see him right out on the other wing. Just trying to run the Fremantle forward line players out of their position.
Fuster getting hands through it on Biglands now, down to Hazelby. The ball almost to the 50. Waterhouse at 100 miles an hour. Coops the other way. Brilliant by the Dockers. Coops caps it off.
Oh.
Well, to see this young fella in action is quite pleasing. He missed just about all of last year with a knee injury, having shown some exceptional form, coming back to something like his brilliant best. He has a real touch of class. Watch the pickup. Takes it, balance, sees the goal. Good to see young players doing that. There is something magical about this young fella. I think if his knee stays sound, works hard as well. He's also their leading tackler.
Real gutsy effort this by the Fremantle Dockers, but they can't give up on it. It's not good enough. They've let Adelaide slip away and build their confidence, but they have fought back. Can they muster another late goal? Cook comes out of the middle, kicking down to half forward. Coops will get a free kick. Hart running directly at him. So Coops is too far out to score, although if he does a Longmuir, maybe he can get a goal. Off his step, a lazy-looking kick. Plenty of crows down there. Forward of the pack, though, it's Dodd. Sidesteps James. Sets it up towards the kick-off line. Going back is Fletcher. Waterhouse has booted a couple already. Smart right on him. Waterhouse the screw attempt. and he misses it behind.
Dennis, I was going to say a little while back to the viewers who are watching back in Perth, don't switch off, because there's something about this Fremantle side. They're very quick, they're enthusiastic, and they take risks.
19 seconds left on the clock, waiting for the kick in by Bassett. The coach is down at boundary level. If the Dockers can get it here, they might just snag one before the siren at quarter time. Fuster has made a difference in the last few minutes. Flips it out. Fletcher does well. Hazelby on the 50. Time running out. 11 seconds left. Cook couldn't quite complete the mark. Fighting hard for it at ground level. Cook in with a second effort. It spills out. Sock it away. And the siren beats the Dockers, who were trailing by 43 points after 27 minutes. And they kicked 3 goals in a row late in the term to make a real contest of it. But still, the Crows have kicked 8-3 to 4-1. But what a display of football. 12 goals between them in the first quarter.
You speak for yourself up there about a perfect winner's night.
Just watch Tyson and Stenglein in the forward line, starting on the wing, but I think they both respectively move into the centre and take tagging roles. Follow that.
Well, Michael has been G'd up and he's back on to contest and wins it for the Dockers. Cook goes further afield for the visitors. Coops knocks the ball on, but it's chopped off by Bassett. The Hound up towards midfield. And coming up to meet the ball, Pavlich takes a good mark. Plays on quickly, and Cook is getting plenty of the footy.
He just got away from Tyson Stenglein. He's still chasing James Walker.
The kick by Cook. Oh, interference. Had to be a free kick to Waterhouse, but the whistle didn't blow. Coops in there doing the hard things again. And the Dockers are smothering kicks and keeping it in there. The hand pass comes out to Walker. A high ball. Waterhouse just punched away from him, but his second effort good as he crawled after the footy. Modra tries to keep it in. It's back with Tony Modra. Edwards blindsided him. Through Waterhouse it goes. And Rasciuto clears for the home side. 8 possessions for him. Disappointing. Out of bounds on the full. And Fletcher keen to keep it going quickly.
Goes in short. Brody Holland's got it. Plays on wide of the mark, but kicks to 4 Crows. Well, I can see what he was thinking. They messed it up between them. Rasciuto dragged down, holding the ball's the
that's
call.
A very savage decision. I'd like to see it in replay, but Coops, his tackling is sensational. We talked about the fact he's Fremantle's leading tackler. And in terms of average tackle, just watch it. Mark Rasciuto has it. No, well, he's pinned his arm, so the umpire had a good look at it, and it was a good decision in the end.
Yeah, it was. Smart by Brody Holland to kick it there too. Here's Coops from 55 metres out, sends it up very high. No contest in front. Biglands drops the mark, follows up though, kicks it out wide towards right half back. It runs away from Tyson Edwards and goes out of bounds.
Not quite the same composure with the Crows team at the moment. They appear to be under a little bit more pressure. And that kick from Biglands hurried. The kick previously from Rasciuto hurried.
Bit of smoothness has disappeared from them.
Well, early in the second term, can the Dockers get the opening goal? It would give them some belief and just give this game a bit of an injection. Good one, couldn't control it. Coops wide of the pack, nicely done. Got by Stenglein, kicks down towards the pocket, but unfortunately it was as if Smart was the leading player.
And Smart towards the outer side to Robrin, who's run a long way back for this one to take the mark. Pavlich playing as a loose man in defence for the Dockers. Robrin up to half-back flank. Hart finds himself a mile in the clear. Kick by Hart on a good lead. Welsh, but he's in midfield. 2 kicks to goal from there. Jarman waits near the goal square. He delays any sort of a lead. Biglands at the back. Can't take the mark. Gets it to the front, though. Ball socket out of there by Clement. Fortunately, onto the chest of Walker. Walker dashes away from McLeod, runs his full measure, kicks to half forward. Waterhouse tests the hammies, and the hammies are okay. Free kick to Waterhouse, held when he didn't have it by Smart.
Gee, it was a good contest by Nigel Smart, but Clive Waterhouse in front, put himself where he'll get the benefit of any free kick. He's really playing well.
Modra on the lead. Well, Robrin got back in front of him. So Robrin sweeping up well. Oh, hurried handball. wasn't to a teammate, and Goodwin just couldn't keep the ball in. Out she goes. Packed house here at Football Park tonight.
And you see James Walker in the foreground. He's starting on the wing with Tyson Stingline. Walker's going onto McLeod. Stingline is going straight onto Cook.
Biglands and Michael. Biglands in front, almost clean possession. Walker tackled immediately by McLeod, wrestled down, and the bounce.
It's a big ask for that young kid, isn't it? He's moved from country Victoria to the bustling bright lights of Perth.
I did it once.
You said that tongue-in-cheek, I could tell.
I went to the other side
Perth
of the country.
It's all right.
There's the head pass from Michael. Coops towards the boundary line. Hart swooping on the loose ball. Goes with the outside of the boot. That was clever. Harding's in the road, though. He himself a clever player. Pulls it back towards the middle. Coming up is Clive. Couldn't control it. James seeing a lot of the footy. Robran running away from half back. Kicking towards half forward. Pavlich. He's enjoying it back there. That was a good mark. Crowell bearing down. Crowell, of course, the catalyst early. Pavlich showing a lot of the ball to Stingline. Bandy missed it. Stingline the crumb. Edwards on the burst. Runs through the wing. Pulls it back towards the middle. Intended for Marsh, and up he goes. Takes the mark 55 metres out. Jarman is running hard. It's 2-on-1 back there. Norris just filling in the hole, so Marsh decides to go across and give it to Connell. There was nothing on for him. Connell 60 metres from goal. Goes very short again, and Rashuda, who can kick a ball a long way, is outside the 50 right here. Mark Rashuda.
This is like the galleries in America calling out for Tiger Woods on the tee, but he's given it off. Well, this is a loose man in defence. Robran's playing loose. Pavlich is loose at the other end. Robran's just run up about 100 metres to take the mark.
Toughest angle on the ground to kick a goal.
That's right. Yeah.
He's the best kick to have, I'd say, from there, though, Curls. He's kicked many a goal at training.
Was a strange place to go, though, wasn't it? To the uninitiated, anyway. You've seen him at training a few times, Cornsey.
Right-hand post. Just watch it.
Okay. Starts it well right. Doesn't shake right to left, though, and goes out of bounds on the full.
His right-hand goal post, not right-hand behind
It's
post.
just like track work. You can't believe it all the time.
So get back to defence. And the Dockers getting free men coming out of defence. This is way too easy. And the kick finds Parker at centre wing. He had time to drop the mark. Nobody's still within cooey of him. Kick by Parker. Walker wants to keep it in, but over the line it goes.
Well, good work. He'd obviously broken James Walker, run strongly, and Andrew McLeod had stayed with him. But they were able to move that ball so quickly because of the switch play from the kick alongside the boundary, alongside the behind post.
Now, Crows haven't bothered with the bench as yet. All still there. Eccles, McLeod, Costa and McGregor. Down the outer side. James up towards half forward. Through Crowell it goes. Groan from the crowd. Comes to Bandy. Oh, clever. Norris. Into Longmuir. Kicked a wonderful goal in the first quarter, but had a bit of a fumble that time. Crowell pulled off his hand pass. In goes Harding. Stengline, a hurried kick, a high ball towards the 50. Charging out of Jarman. Oh, a fistful of jumper against Jarman. And no whistle for Jarman. He's screaming about it. Comes to Connell, bit slow with the hand pass. Just gets it back. A hurried kick forward by Stengline. Goes nowhere. Brown in support of Bandy. Bandy in possession. Back to Brown. So he's going to win a kick, but he was smothered. Comes to Norris. Bowled over in a good tackle. Ball flipped up. In a hurry, Pavlich. And that's a bit better. Hazelby can steady. Find a teammate on the move. It's Adrian Fletcher. Waterhouse. Smart never far away. Waterhouse couldn't complete the mark. Connell spun in the tackle. Smart followed up. Double teamed. Down he goes. And there's a high tackle in there and a free kick goes to Nigel Smart.
I tell you what, it's an arm wrestle at the moment. Both teams are really at it. Neither has broken yet.
We've been playing 8 minutes in this second quarter and not 1 point has been scored after a 12-goal opening term.
Yeah, stark contrast to the opening 5 minutes, eh?
Yeah, well, both teams have really lifted. Fremantle particularly have lifted.
Next goal pretty important, you'd suggest, as the ball comes in short. Norris breaks away. He's forward of half-back, kicks towards midfield. Up goes Dodd. Or it's Hazelby, rather. He controlled it very well. Swings it out wide. And this is Brown, who's pushed up from defence. Plays on. He's 55 metres out. Vacant square. Will it run on? Well, It doesn't find the square. It does run on and goes out of bounds in the left full forward pocket.
Yes, well, young Hazelby, who's been a real find for Freo, has been normally a free-running midfielder. He's stuck on the half-forward flank with their forward line, with their centre square set up at the moment. And Brett James and he are having lots of looks at the ball.
Big assignment this one for Clive Waterhouse opposed to Robran. Takes clean possession. It's easy. Ball spills across the face of goal. Plenty of Crows around it. James comes away with it.
And measures the pass, but just finds a teammate. Connell was under pressure, though. Look at Norrish. Good second effort. And Jason Norrish makes sure that ball goes out.
Gee, fellas, footy's taking some funny turns at AFL level today. Like, we saw clearly the Crows miles ahead, and all of a sudden at the moment, Fremantle are playing the better footy.
Well, it was 8-3 to 1 goal at the 27-minute mark of the first quarter. And it's 8-3 to 4-1. And we're nearly 10 minutes into the second. So the Crows have come to complete standstill. And anything can happen from here.
That James Hazelby contest is amazing. Now, Hazelby's playing half-forward flank, which can be a footballer's graveyard. He's had 10 possessions. Brett James has had 13.
How do we score the fight?
Oh, wait and see.
Go the distance anyway. Through goes Fletcher. They're really working hard at the foot of packs. Dodd gets the hand pass out to Cook. Cook dodges, gets the hand pass free to Hazelby. Back to Cook. He balks. Unsteady footing on this dewy ground. He's lost control of it. Now Rashuto's got it. Kick by Mark Rashuto. Back towards centre wing. Pavlich. Well, Pavlich and Robran are entitled to get a fair bit of the footy in this second term with no opponent. Pavlich to Harding. To the centre of the ground, Adrian Fletcher, best and fairest from last year. Draws a man, Bandy. Oh, good running by the Dockers. And this is James Clement from 52 metres, who rockets a mighty kick.
Oh!
Issue a powerful All Saints. Tuesday.
No stranger to kicking goals, James Clement. A couple of times he's bitted 5 in the AFL, but generally on the forward line. That time a searching run out of defence and a timely goal. They really spent some time trying to get the first goal of the term. Knocked down by Robran. Cook does nicely. Hazelby, hurried kick, goes about 20 metres. They came from all directions. Rashuto controls it to his own advantage now. Whistle, and the ball is coming back to James.
So I don't think he liked the way Fletcher ran back into the pack.
So James goes out wide. Robran just forward of the wing. 8-3, 5-1. Robran to Goodwin. Doesn't break stride. Plays on from left half forward. Kicking it down towards the pocket. As Clement pushed in the back. Advantage is paid. Pavlich is away. He's doing well in defence, Pavlich. Kicks it up towards the wing. McManus goes up in front. Couldn't control it. Goes after it. Did pretty well. Got it across to Bandy. I'm sure that was his intention. Knocked down was Fletcher's hand pass, though. The hand pass from Crowell came to Stengline. Now Welsh. Long kick. Floats off the side of the boot and bounces out of bounds in the pocket.
Gee, interesting into the 50-metre area this quarter. Fremantle 9, Adelaide 4. And the Robran Pavlich is interesting. In years gone by, if a opposition team had a player loose in defence, Malcolm Blight particularly would have pushed his opponent into the forward line. Robran's still playing in defence.
Chance for the Crows here to break the drought, but Walker gets a good kick out of there and Dodd dives to take the mark.
He's here in Rashuto having a good battle. Rashuto 10. Dodd now coming up for his 7th possession.
The Crows lead by just 20 points. Harding just gets the kick away. Oh, Jarman was dangerous. And if he could have pulled that in one hand, it would have been very interesting. Now he's got it. Here's trouble. Jarman's kick. He didn't go for goal. He went for Andy McLeod and he dropped it. Put that in the archives. You won't see that too often. And the Dockers come out of it. Walker looking for the line. Didn't give it enough. Chopped off by Goodwin. Great effort, Goodwin. Magnificent play. And good spoil by Dodd.
He did well, didn't he?
Sensational. Coops hits it hard. Hart. Oh, Cook thought he had it, went without it. And now the Crows a chance. Robran across the ground. Connell. Well, that's going via the Cape. Robran was closer to goal than Connell is. Into Rashuto, and he's got it right in front. 48 metres from goal.
Well, it was very indirect, and Matthew Robran, if he had the choice of having that kick back, he would not have gone wide. It looks like he's being taken off. No, Rhett Bigland's coming off at the moment, and Ken McGregor will have a shot. But it worked out okay because they've worked the ball to Mark Rashudo playing forward with his centreman's role.
Curls, is that the first interchange for the Crows?
Yes.
Remarkable at the 14-minute mark of the second quarter, considering that they've been beaten for about the last 20 minutes of the game.
He's about to go back on again too.
Rashudo's shot is home.
He's back on now, of course, but with him off the ground, they were very short. This is Edwards running out of the centre square, kicking it wide. Crowell sliding on his knees, takes the mark about 60 metres from goal. The Dockers need to hold here. The short one is on. Edwards has run on. Well played. He's marked inside the 50. Will kick on the 50. 9-3-5-1. Just over 8 minutes from half-time.
He's normally a very good kick, Tyson Edwards. In years gone by, his conversion rate has been sensational. 8 goals, 7 coming into this game.
Just for the Fremantle viewers, an interesting one with the Robin situation. Pavlik is playing loose in defence, so Robin has gone from centre-half back onto the ball and the centre bounces.
Here's Edwards. Kicks from on the 50. Is it another long goal? Not quite. Touched right on the line. And there's a man under scrutiny tonight.
Well, Cornsey, I reckon Biglands came off, got a word from the coach, and he's gone on to pick up Pavlich. So exactly what you're talking about, how you man up the bloke who's gone loose in defence.
And didn't know, a lot of thought was that doing that would clog up your forward line, but Malcolm Blight and a lot of people learnt from him. It didn't matter. You don't have a loose man down there. If he's loose, you go with him.
Pavlich in the middle of this pack. Comes to Brown, who couldn't handle cleanly. It comes to Goodwin, who's had a wonderful year. Look at this kick. Oh. And how can a man like Jarman have that much space?
Well, it was on the kick-off, and the players had screened, or the Fremantle players screened, and often if the ball rebounds off the kick-off, you've got the forward line players in the opposition team loose and finding space. But there's not many people you go to watch a game of football just how they kick the ball. Jarman is one, but Goodwin's certainly another.
Another perfect kick.
So the Crows just breaking it open ever so slightly. They lead now by 33 points. The Dockers getting the first goal of this term after a lengthy wait. Robran goes up at the second attempt. It's knocked down there by Hazelby. Comes back to Robran. Hand passes across to Connell, who kicks down towards half forward. Pavlich almost the mark. McLeod tries to go through. It's jarred out of there. Crowell did well. Sets up Edwards. He's tackled by Clement. Eventually it comes across to James. Brilliantly done by Jarman on the deck.
The bullocking work of Andrew Crowell here is just sensational. The Fremantle players are going with them. They're making a contest. Make no mistake about it. It's a quick kick from Matt Connell. Everybody up. Andrew McLeod, tough. Fremantle players bounce on him. Crowell, dash, quick hands. And Darren, watch the hands. When Darren Jarman gets it, watch them. Is it a throw?
There's a bit of rugby about that one, wasn't it?
Yes. It was the full brother by the same sire.
Well, it wasn't a forward pass, was it?
Fellas, a strange setup here with the Fremantle boys. They're playing a four-man forward line.
Just trying to give some space, Curls, and some run for defence, but it's not working now.
Well, after a bit of a comeback by the Dockers, the Crows have certainly steadied with the last 3 goals. Cook over the top. Oh, it's flipped on to Hazelby. Hazelby works it into the forward line deep. Modra tried the soccer shot again, and the ball's out of play. Tony Modra, 1 mark and 4 kicks.
Yes, the crowd not quite so sympathetic to him now, I don't think.
No.
They're starting to get a little bit cocky, the Adelaide crowd.
Well, he gave off the first goal of the game to Waterhouse in the opening minute. And it was interesting. A lot of them cheered him, but a lot of them booed. McManus. Well, he tried to hook that round towards the goal square, and that's missed by about 25 metres.
Fewster getting ready to come back on.
Sean McManus starting the game on the interchange bench. One of the senior members of the side. Michael tries to work it to the back. Bickley's there, the hand pass. Sits well for Connell. Now Rashudo out of the back pocket to half-back flank. Norris is there for the Dockers. Bandy steps Not bad for a bloke his size. Waterhouse in a bit of a wrestle before the ball arrived. Connell's hand pass, and eventually back to Bickley. And the Crows setting up out of defence. Edwards. What a game he is playing, Tyson Edwards. That is now 8 marks and 13 kicks. Brilliant game. And we're pretty well short of half-time. Still nearly 6 minutes to go to half-time. James Berry in a sensational tackle. Oh, Parker just put him about 3 feet under. The kick towards the 50. Front and square is Hazelby. The whistle's gone. It's a free kick to Coops. Advantage? No, it's got to come back to Coops.
Well, the crowd don't like it, but Benny Hart just had an arm around him as the ball, and the umpire was right there. Just
How
look
about
at this tackle. Well, he's got him. Oh, it's a spear tackle. It's illegal, isn't it?
The Rock would be happy with that, wouldn't he?
And Coops, so we enjoy watching this young player play.
Coops in short, very short. Bootsma has marked closer to goal by about 10 metres, if that.
And isn't it great to see this guy playing AFL footy, having spent so long, 27 years of age before he makes his debut. Played so long in the West Star rules.
Yes, in an age where youth is everything. Brad Bootsma kicks from right on the 50 and he tugs it to the left. And needed a goal there. Very important, before that win last week against the Saints, they'd been burnt off by Hawthorn, the Bulldogs and the Kangaroos, the Dockers. And really, if they're going to improve, this is the situation now where they need to stay in the game and come again. They can't simply fall off the pace. 11-4-5-2. Bassett. Mind you, the pace is pretty hot at the moment. The Crows are playing well.
That's a great mark.
Takes a terrific mark.
He did it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, the kick's not good, though. Coughs it up. Connell's got it. Inside his defensive 50.
And coming up for kick number 10 here, Matty Connell.
Goes very wide to Bickley. And Bickley driving around the outer side, a long kick. Hart running hard, got the ball on the wing, kicking inside the 50, so they've moved it from one end to the other without the Dockers touching it. Eventually they get a touch as Clement got a boot to the ball. Vardy hard against the boundary line, pulls it back, needs a spoil. Bootsma did well, knocked it to the ground. Over the ball out there, the Dockers. Down goes Hazelby. Tried to get a kick as he was going down. Emerging with a footy as Crowell. Hart going nowhere. Back to Crowell. He's breaking packs open tonight. Edwards can't control it. Pavlich goes with him and it's out of bounds.
Fremantle making a good enough contest. At ground level they are really. Now let's have a look. Here's Coops. Up. Hands. 1-2. Controls it. That's why you come to the football, isn't it?
It's great for the spectators, but
he
unfortunately
gave it
the
up.
Mark of the day doesn't win you a game of footy when you give it straight up.
Straight away he gave it up.
And Bootsman got an awkward-looking kick towards the line, and it's out, and we'll have a throw-in.
And that's the difficulty of Fremantle. They're making a great contest, but there's no cleanliness going forward, and Adelaide's defence really on top now of their immediate opponents.
I think Bandy's doing a good job on Crowell too now. He's tightened right up in that position.
Yeah, Crowell 10 possessions, and I remember he had 4 after about the opening 4 minutes. Still going the Crows' way. Vardy's had a quiet night after 6 goals last week. Bootsman's hand pass, pops it up and out wide. Parker, great tackler, but a bit of a fumbler. Oh, he held it a long time. Lucky to get through there. Clement, back to Fletcher, into Bootsma. And the Dockers, even though they're trailing 70-32, are sort of playing the sort of footy that could have them right in this yet. Socket clear, comes to Robran just behind the circle. Another rugby pass comes out. Like to see that hand pass on tape again. Goodwin, he's got time to set up, and a long kick, scores full points.
It's a classy performance by the Crows, so slick, just moving the ball forward, no matter what.
Gale on for Norwich there.
Thanks, girls. Robran has to wait for this one, hooks it down behind McLeod, gets away, kicks down towards half forward. Pavlich out of the contest. McGregor did well.
Kenny McGregor's been back at Woodville West Torrens for the last few weeks, but he's got great hands.
Goes off his step, wide of the mark, but waiting behind is James. It was intended for Biglands, but James gets the goal.
What's the opposite to front and square? Back and round. That's what it was.
Back and round.
Trying to work out whether he's actually dropped into the centre square or not, but no, Brett James, is he trotting back to the half forward flank, or is he trotting back half back flank? He's kicked 2 goals though. Now he's taking up position at half forward, so comes off hands, just crumbs it beautifully.
the Dockers' big problem is that they concede about 20 goals a game. Their defence has yielded far too many big scores, and they've conceded 13 already with 3 minutes to go to half-time, and there could be more yet. The Crows come out of the middle and a dive marked by Vardy. Happy to share it this week. Off to Goodwin. Oh, another one.
Ever wanted
15 possessions for Simon Goodwin, 2 long-range goals, and the Dockers are reeling. Think back to the start of this term. We went about 9.5 minutes without a goal, without a score. Hazelby had it a long time. Then the Dockers got the first goal. Since then, all one-way traffic. Here's Jarman getting a free kick, kicking towards half-forward, intended for Stenglein. McLeod gets through, then coughs it up in the opposite direction against the flow as Parker kicks it out towards the wing. And it takes a good bounce for the Dockers, and they buy some time as it goes out of bounds.
Yes, in this quarter, Adelaide had been into their forward line 16 times for 8 goals. Fremantle 13 times for just the 1 goal. So Adelaide's efficiency much better.
That really is the story, isn't it? Knocked down in front by Fuster, taken by McLeod. They work it nicely, James, although James's hand pass a little too cocky, so Connell into trouble. Sliding in his heart, taken high by Hazelby. He'll get the free kick.
Stephen Coops does like to get in there and lay the tackle, doesn't he?
Yep, he's very aggressive these days. Wasn't always the way.
Into Robert. And setting up maybe for another one, but it was chopped off by McManus coming from the forward line. And he looks up and there's nobody on the forward line. His only hope is Modra, and Modra dives, drops the mark, and it leaves it there for his opponent Bassett. And they're away and running. Bickley up towards Smart on centre wing. Jarman playing midfield. Back he goes to Rasciuto. What a combination. Jarman up there, Rasciuto up there. Edwards has just had a game and a half. Fantastic. He's had 15 kicks. And here's another one coming up. Connell in the forward pocket. And with 1:14 left on the clock at half-time, they could nearly be 100 by the long break.
Well, it seems every week we talk about Matthew Connell's ability to find the ball. He's had a couple of very dark periods in his football career where he's been forced back to West Adelaide. He comes back every time, finds the football. Not always direct and accurate, but he certainly knows where to get it.
40 metres, tight angle, goal.
This game is broken now. You'd say Fremantle a game. They certainly threw everything at Adelaide in the first half of the quarter. But Rasciuto, Goodwin, James, Edwards, all involved, and Darren Jarman, of course, just sees Matthew Connell, who's sprinted from the wing to find position there. Lovely kick. And despite Fremantle's endeavour and their application in close, they're certainly making a contest when it's in close. They just have not got the efficiency of Adelaide.
Well, it's shaping as a very long night, is it not? Gee, Fremantle 5-2. Adelaide 15-4. Irresistible football so far. Graham's right. Fremantle really have thrown themselves into this game willingly, but just can't manufacture anything. The hand pass intercepted by Connell from Fletcher. Kicks inside the 50. Wide of the pack, a chance for Edwards. Edwards taken high, and he'll get the free kick. He's right on the 50.
Yeah, Brad Boothman's come off the bench to tag Tyson Edwards because Damon Drum's seen how damaging Tyson has been. But that's a great kick from Tyson Stenglein, to Tyson Stenglein.
And if he kicks this will be 100 by half-time.
He's about 35 metres out, directly in front.
If you fellas can pick the pattern of play, you're a far better judge than I am.
So there's the siren. And Drew talking about that milestone of 100 before half-time. Just looking back to last season, their best second quarter was 41 points all season long. They did it twice against Fremantle in round 11 and Carlton in round 15. They've had a big term here.
Missed it.
He has missed it. It's a behind. Doesn't alter the fact, though, they've had a big term. Terrific football by the Adelaide Crows, and at half-time, they lead 15-5, 95 to 5-2-32. What can you say about that? Won it out of the centre, and they came en masse, a swamping attack that Fremantle really had no answer to.
Tony Modra there, just the 4 kicks. It's been hard work, and Nathan Bassett has closed him down well. And it's very hard to know what Damien Drum can say either, because the players are giving a good effort. Their endeavour seems to be tremendous, but he just has to set up his forward line and get some efficiency in the movement forward.
Well, either side
would be the line. McLeod had it smothered off the boot. Hazelby, love his poise. He kicks it down towards centre half forward, storming up his Waterhouse, gets the hand pass away to Bootsma. Bootsma kicks it about 25 metres. It pitches in front of Modra. Took an unkind bounce for him. Comes back to Modra though. That was well played by Coops, who flicked it out. Not sure it was legal. Hart's hand pass not effective. Then there is Gale. Back to Bootsma. Plenty of Dockers around the footy, but the kick is wayward. And the mark is taken by James. Plays on to Bassett. Bassett by hand. Bickley. Bickley goes to the outer side. Robran is running hard. Bandy is closing, but not in time. Robran gets it away. Bandy went on and did well. McLeod nabbed. Back it came to Robran. Weight of numbers tell the story. Connell just keeps on running. McLeod around the outer side wing. Dockers with the numbers out there. Brown close to the boundary line. And that will do Fremantle. Knocks it across.
Yes, I'm just trying to pick up the positional changes from the midfield specifically. Adelaide's bench pretty much the same. Marsh, Costa, O'Loughlin and Andrew Eccles. But just Norris is in the centre of the ground. But Fletcher is still on Goodwin.
Well, the Dockers really have to pull something out in this second half to get back into this contest. There's a free kick.
Gee, that's a harsh free kick.
Well, it was off the ball. It was a bit silly. I'm not sure it wasn't there.
Did he play it to Crowell or Marsh? No, he's played it to Crowell for holding here. Look.
Crowell gets rid of the hand pass there.
And again, slung afterwards.
Slung by Brown.
Well, he should have learnt in the first quarter. A free kick similarly given. The ball had gone. You have to release the player in the tackle.
Andrew Crowell, an early goal in the first quarter. Lining up for his second after the free kick. 50 metres from goal. Oh, it's a good kick again.
It's come back. It's come back beautifully. The crowd weren't too excited when it left the boot, but it swung back beautifully right to left. But he's been so good at centre half forward, just bullocking. This is the way he's played today, bullocking. And Lee Brown's got him. The ball's gone, and he's just in frustration slung him. You can't give away free kicks like that so easily, so close to goals. He's pretty happy, Andrew Crowell. It's his second goal.
Sense of deja vu right there. Crowell got the first goal for Adelaide, the second of the game in the first term, from about the same spot. So Michael wins this one down, taken by Fletcher. Fletcher tries to dig it out. Michael's hand pass taken by McLeod, and he's away, runs out of the centre square, just chips it inside the 50. Jarman trying to angle his body and let the ball run on, couldn't, and it goes out of bounds in the left full forward pocket.
See, there's very few players playing at this level in today's football that can pull away from a tackling arm like McLeod can.
And
he's great.
And he's a thief. He was surrounded by about 4 Dockers players.
He's got so much power in his midriff or his hindquarters curls and so much explosive pace.
I got power in mine too, but I can't run that fast.
McGregor's hand pass almost chopped off by Clement. Well done by Jarman. Trying to get through was Edwards. He comes again, does Edwards. Deep in the pocket. Interesting hand pass. With the run of it is Vardy, but he can't keep it in.
Well, he didn't get his body down to it, and he took his eyes off it just at the critical stage, Peter Vardy. You'd be disappointed. His form's been very good. He's been a bit more tightly held tonight.
Edwards' stats, 17 kicks, 1 hand pass. And that 1 hand pass looked a bit dodgy, but that's the one they credit him with the hand pass. Rashudo outside of his boot. And knocked through by Brown for a rush behind.
Well, Mark Rashudo didn't have time to get onto his left. It wasn't the lack of wanting to kick with his left. They're so skillful with the way they bend the ball these days.
The midfield for the Dockers were getting plenty of it in the first half, even though they were absolutely flogged. Fletcher had 15, Hazelby 15, and Cook 14.
Dear me. That's indicative of the way it's going. Looked like to be a simple chess mark.
Instead of that, It's on the forward line for the Crows, and they've got another chance here, especially when Goodwin's got it, and he is brilliant off the left, and marked this one down for another one. Oh, touched right on the line. Brown.
We talk about deja vu.
Well, they've had a
last
crack
week
at
they gave that a goal last week.
Gee whiz.
Oh, dear me. Was the goal umpire looking at the ball? That's the critical factor.
Well, they say he's in a better spot than we are.
Siberia.
Yeah, that's what the bloke said last week too. And he went back to some junior competition.
Covers a multitude of sins, doesn't it?
Parker gained some ground, and that's a very good mark. Pavlich.
He's showing some good form, this young Pavlich.
He's still so young, people don't realise. 19, he's still only 18. 19 on the 31st of December.
Hardy facing an avalanche. It's
running on
103
hard.
to 32. Pavlich gets it again. Fletcher. Good kick by Pavlich. Wasn't much room for error there.
No.
They've tried to switch the play, but it just hasn't worked because Adelaide have closed down this side of the ground pretty quickly.
The common sense by Goodwin there too. He could have buried Fletcher right into the awning there.
Gone for the top. Fletcher to get the extra distance and flips off the fingers. Bickley takes it. Smart. Prosciutto. Now it opens up down the middle corridor for the Crows. Stenglein. Oh, great kick. McLeod, 60 metres from goal. Could do anything from here. Loves running around the man on the mark. And actually, there isn't anybody on the mark. Well, Parker gets back to stand it, and it's disappointing eventually by McLeod. So build a bloke up, and that's what he does to you.
It was good work by Clement, though. Sat in the hole. Knew that he had traffic coming behind him. It looks like Gale's gone onto the wing here.
Not a good kick. McLeod getting very busy in this term. Goes across and marks in front of Bandy.
Just look at his hands, the way he takes that ball. He just has a beautiful way of caressing the ball with his take.
Stenglein sold Connell into trouble, but got the hand pass away. James stabs it inside the attacking 50. Jarman couldn't hang on. Clement coming through, left it behind. McGregor didn't appear to have the ball. Parker somehow got it out of there. Pavlich to Harding. Harding's hand pass broader. Came to Walker. Close to the boundary line. Gale. Well done. Heard the voice. Fletcher in trouble. Scrambles a kick forward. Bootsma's got it now. Kicks it up towards the wing and slipping between two Crows. Hazelby plays on immediately. Down towards half forward. McManus stopped it. Goes after it. Was pushed to the back. No free kick. Bickley's hand pass. A looping one. Robran away. Awkward looking kick. Goodwin running out towards the wing. Bootsma after him. Goodwin soccers it wider still. It'll stay in initially. Wow. Well, that was out.
Umpire.
No, it's got to cross the line totally.
I reckon it did.
Yes, so did I.
No, the lace was still in.
The kick comes in from Robran after Goodwin gave it to him. And the Dockers don't need those sorts of things to go against them anyway. Stenglein, he kicks from about 40 metres and misses to the right-hand side.
Might have another look at this.
Okay, have a look at this. Does the ball go totally out of bounds?
Take it back one.
No, I think it was on the line. The boundary umpire was right there.
He was closer than we are.
Yeah, but last week's goal umpire was right there too. It means nothing.
Yeah, well.
Oh, shocking pass. And Brown's coughed this up. Connell. And look at the players getting free. Welsh just outside the 50. So Brown, he's had a very encouraging first season in the AFL, but he has made a few blues.
Look, you don't mind Lee Brown making that movement back. It's a risky movement to kick short back to the centre of the ground, but if you're going to get back into a game, you have to get the ball back into the centre corridor at all costs. Occasionally you make mistakes.
Kick by Welsh. Right to the goal square. Oh, punched out in the front. James says, thank you very much.
Monday night on The Practice. Is it a case of murder or suicide?
This was an act of compassion.
Channel 7, the one to watch Monday night.
And you get the feeling a few teams around the league would be watching this and feeling a little bit nervous. This has been an awesome, powerful display from the Adelaide Crows tonight. Albeit the Dockers haven't been great. They've made a lot of mistakes, but look at this again. The appetite is there. The energy is there. And the Crows dangerous when they play this way. Rashudo's kick marked by Welsh. And Welsh will kick it goal from right on the 50. And that was all about want to.
Oh, watch the way he goes at it. He just wants the ball, hits it hard, hugs it to his chest. His opponent is hard. Oh, you see the frustration. He was there, but the chest and the momentum of Welsh, he just could not be contained.
17 goals, is it 8 or 6? 6, I think, to 5-2.
8.
Thanks, girls. And Welsh has kicked another one.
Well, Dennis, it's his 50th game. He's got 3 goals. He's got plenty of time left. He could celebrate number 50 with a very big night yet.
Indeed, and whilst he's had a few lean games, he's kicked 33 goals for Adelaide this season, and that makes him Adelaide's leading goal kicker. When he came back from North Melbourne, there was a feeling that he was going to add real bite to Adelaide's forward line. Some people thought he was going to be the spearhead. He hasn't proven to be that, but he's so valuable around the goals. Works hard and definitely knows where they are.
Welsh kicked 4 goals last week, and he's got 3 so far this week. McLeod out of the middle, having a brilliant third quarter. Picked up on the burst magnificently by Parker. McManus caught behind. The punch comes to the front of Rashudo, and it's all the Crows wide to Vardy, who had a picnic last week with 6 goals, and tonight so far he is scoreless. But his teammates around him have scored 18 between them.
He had 8 kicks for 6 goals last week. Today he's coming in for his 6th kick.
This is too far out to score. In fact, he's kicked a shocker. And the mark taken by Pavlich, who's finding a new role tonight back in the back line. Cross to Harding. Kick by Harding. Up short of centre wing. Cook.
Fletcher's free.
And Fletcher gets behind Hart, but runs out of room, and the ball over the boundary line for throw-in. And Fletcher just taking a while to recover there. Did Hart give him one of the ribs, or is it just the running that Fletcher did?
Well, he's been chasing Simon Goodwin, and Damien Drum surprisingly has left him on Simon Goodwin. So he's had a hard night.
Bickley, hand pass partly knocked down. Oh, picked up by Rashudo, and then the hand pass astray. As we can see the dew on the grass from here, Curls. A bit cool underfoot, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit there. Norrish off for Dodd then.
116 to 32. Well, before the Dockers win last week against the Saints, they lost to the Hawks by 59, the Dogs by 93, the Kangaroos by 88, and Carlton by 65. So they've had some fathers of hidings this season. Hand pass to Smart. There goes the egg. Beautiful kick to Edwards, who hasn't bothered handballing too much tonight, but his kicking's been great. And here's another one in the direction of Jarman. Edwards gets front and square, almost was going to get it back. He chases hard and runs down Dodd. Dodd tucked up against the pocket, and he just had to get rid of it, and he's given it over, and Connell will bring the Crows forward again.
Matty Connell getting so much of the footy, so too this man, and so too most of their teammates, if the truth were known. This is Edwards. He's on the wing. 18-8 to 5-2. A centering kick, this one. Plenty of Dockers up, and Waterhouse takes the mark. So he's pushed up.
His long hands in front of the pack. Long arms, sorry, in front of the pack.
Either he's having a run on the ball, or he's just come up the ground with his man. Now Parker is getting a free kick. Breaking towards the broadcast side is Hazelby. Will it sit for him? Coming back hard is James. Hazelby and James close to the boundary line. Cook comes across to assist his young teammate. James did well, but weight of numbers told the story. Hazelby kicks down to Modra. Juggled attempt at the mark. Couldn't hang on. Finds it on the ground. Into trouble goes Fletcher. Taken front on by Bickley. It's locked in there and will have a bounce.
That tackle snapped his head back, and I reckon he might need a helmet again after that one.
Mark Bickley, 2 experienced campaigners there. We saw Fletcher. Bickley playing game number 199, averaging 21 possessions a game this season, and that's up from 18 last year. So he's enjoying his football, it would seem, under Gary Ayres. Bandy goes up, thumps it down towards full forward. Bassett's in the road, kicks it back, and Clyde takes a beauty. It was skillful, but more importantly, it was very courageous.
Well, Nathan Bassett is having a really good game against Tony Modra.
A bit of brilliance about this boy.
Yeah, in a top side, he would be something special. Waterhouse goes for distance. Modra at the back. Takes the mark. Well, almost. Across the line it goes. Behind.
Gee, it was smart too, because he feinted to lead. Bassett went with him and then he ducked back towards the goalpost, and Waterhouse put it long. It was always going to be that. Just didn't hold it.
Connell up to Stengline. Waterhouse again makes a real contest against Stengline and makes sure the ball stays on the Dockers forward line. Gets a pat on the head for his trouble.
You got this change, boys, coming up.
Yeah, McManus has been on the half-forward line. And young Holland is where he started. Looks like Mark Bickley will pick him up.
You're trailing by 83 points and you see the effort of Clive Waterhouse there. It's really encouraging for the coach, I'm sure. But another sortie forward is chopped off. Bickley the mark. Smart runs it up the centre corridor. Half back to half forward. Jarman waits. The punch from behind is good by Clement. But they've got the Rovers, the Crows. Stengline. Ball's fed out wide. Biglands gets free. Onto McGregor. A high ball. Out in a bit of space. Oh, beautifully read. And the hand pass back. And a disappointing finish by Welsh. And the ball is through for a minor score. Welsh, 3 goals, 1.
Hey, fellas, would thoughts be going on in the Crows coaching box now about percentage? Because their percentage is pretty low. It's under 100. They would need it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's a good point.
They have to get it, Curls. The 8th position is going to be decided this year on percentage. Adelaide desperately needs some.
Parker kicks off. Biglands looking to work in front. Michael almost the mark. Pavlich had it, lost it. Michael comes again at close quarters to Fletcher. Fletcher towards the middle and Cook. Now he can run. He can go right to the 50 if he wants to. Still he goes, does Cook. Robin in 2 minds. Played it pretty well. Down goes Bandy. Well played by Robin though. Caused the confusion, I think, in Cook's mind. And Adelaide will bring it away. Well played. Bickley comes across to Robin. Fitting he should get the kick here. Well, he's thinking about hand passing. Now he kicks. Going back is Dodd. And Dodd takes the mark.
Did well, the young fella.
He does panic a bit, Robin, though, in those situations.
Cross it comes to Hazelby. He's trying hard. Little chip pass. Cook another chance. This time can go inside the 50. He needs to settle and kick a goal. Oh, he's missed.
Well, he's kept battling Troy Cook. He's run strongly forward there, or run forward strongly, but when they so desperately needed a goal and he wasn't under all that much pressure, he's just pushed it to the left.
And he kicked 3 goals last week, and that was his first score tonight and behind. They really wanted a goal. And a lot more to follow.
Adelaide just a little bit indecisive at the moment. Just momentum has dropped slightly.
Connell straight up the ground, a big pack. Walker at the front. Hand pass back. Dodd. Well, Modra's outnumbered about 3-1. Smart gets a fist of the ball. Cook roving. And Cook's kick is smothered. Comes to Connell, who's at Rashudo. The hand pass astray. Walker bursts through the pack to Cook. 50 out. He has another chance. Not a great kick. Waterhouse outnumbered 3-1. And the Crows defenders just getting back there, making it a nightmare for Modra and Waterhouse. And it's a free kick to Clive Waterhouse. And that is like the roulette spinner coming up with 0.
Just watch it. I think it's against Nigel Smart.
I'm not sure. It might have been the second guy, because the arm looked to be over the shoulder, but there was really no force in the contact, was there?
It's a pretty soft decision one way or the other. But
the crowd had a look at it on the replay on the scoreboard and weren't too happy about it. But Clive Waterhouse coming up for goal number 3. Controversial free. And he got it. Modra clapped it.
Oh, a belated goal. 18-9 plays 6-4. Michael and Biglands. Biglands very impressive. Tries to direct it down with the backhand. But coming through is Fletcher. Read it well. Kicks inside the 50. That's better. And Modra takes a very strong mark. Bassett there step for step. But Tony Modra has a chance to kick a goal from 35 metres out. And there is a smattering of generous applause, but that's okay when you're that far in front.
Dennis, I think it's the only real pass that's gone into him tonight.
Second mark for the night. His first was in the first 30 seconds.
Well, he's turned in some wonderful performances on this ground. Tony Modra kicks. It's close. I think he's got it. He has.
Tony Modra getting his first goal for the night.
Now,
18-9 to 7-4. Yeah, girls?
Drew, where's Bandy going back that loose man again?
Well, maybe they're trying to save some percentage. You talk about the Crows being ordinary at 99. The Dockers' percentage is 74, and it's taking another hiding. James. Waterhouse really competing hard, and he flips the ball back. That's good. Walker in short, and Hazelby in the midfield is getting a lot of ball for the Dockers. Kick by Hazelby. Modra again.
Geez, that was fantastic by Waterhouse on the other side. Absolutely fantastic.
When you see somebody who really wants the ball, it does make you feel good. It was a good kick. The young fella saw the contest. Modra's too strong in the body there, and Nathan Bassett says he pushed me. Well, he out-bodied you, Nathan. I don't think the push was all that obvious.
So Modra for his second goal in a minute. Certain amount of booing here, and it's away to the right and short, and cheers that he missed it. That is sacrilegious here at Football Park. Coots, well done. Cook, well done. Back to Bootsma. Losing ground in possession. They're outside 50 now. Gather by Longmuir. A centering ball. Waterhouse. Not this time. Oh, Bandy ran into trouble. And Smart somehow finished up with a footy and kicked it 40 metres. Harding. Hurried kick. Now a bit of space here for Pavlich. It's Longmuir. 60 or more metres out from goal. Modra waits. There was interference. Crows free.
It's a free kick to Fremantle.
Was it?
It was a confusing signal. I couldn't work out which team had it.
He played advantage. He was signaling advantage when it didn't go to the Fremantle team's advantage. He brought the free kick back to Tony Modra. It did appear to be dealt with off the ball. We might pick it up in replay. Here it is in replay. Now just watch. Oh, gee. There's nothing worse than Tony going. Yeah.
So Modra for his second.
I think they're booing the decision.
It is Mitsubishi.
So Tony Modra firing up in this term. They'll take their goals any way they can get them. He booted 4 against the Crows at Subi last season. As we said at the outset, his return home to Football Park tonight. The first time against the Crows on this ground. Goodwin. Away to Connell. He's immediately mugged by about 3 Dockers. Fletcher played it well. Cook's been busy. Not always finishing as well as he would like. He kicks inside the 50. Waterhouse comes to the front of the pack, and a free kick is going to the Dockers again.
Well, I tell you what, it was a good contest from Nigel Smart. Is it going to Clive Waterhouse or Troy Longmuir?
Longmuir.
And he's saying that Matty Connell dealt with him unfairly in the contest.
Longmuir can kick a fair way. Well, he goes from 60 towards the pocket. Modra, great mark. Oh,
he's called play
goal.
on. He's called play on.
He deserved that one. He didn't get it.
That was more a mark than the free kicks.
Absolutely.
Oh.
The Dockers can't take a trick in that situation, but then again, they've had a bit of luck earlier. This is Biglan's on the outer side. He drives it up towards half forward. Brown, his confidence seems very low at the present time. Crowell, hand passes over his shoulder. McLeod working in a confined space. Vardy knocks it down. Crowell left it behind, picked up by Vardy. Well done, McLeod gets it across to Stengline. Stengline from 35 metres out. Not a good, well, it comes to Rashudo. I thought he was shooting at goal, and I'm sure he was, but Rashudo's finished up with a footy.
Well, I think he was shooting at goal, but Mark Rashudo in front. Well, maybe I'm not so sure. He certainly didn't lead for it. But when the ball was hooked, he was in a beautiful position.
Right behind him. Mark Rashudo then. He's kicked one. He runs around. He hooks it. And what's he done? That's out of bounds on the full. No, it's not. It's a behind. Just.
Well, Clement was smart then. Instead of standing on the mark, which would have been alongside the goal. Let's watch this Modra mark again. Body against Bassett, hugs it into his chest, takes it to the ground and probably spills it. What do you reckon?
I'd give it to him.
Well, it was in the back if it wasn't the mark.
I just like happy endings. I would give it to him.
Yeah.
So Bootsma has it on the defensive 50 for the Dockers. Just under 3 minutes to three-quarter time.
These are the little lazy periods that creep into the Crows.
Well,
you're a hard man.
The margin's 66 points. It had been 63 at half-time. So if they wanted to build percentage, they haven't in this quarter. Cook at the back, in short for Modra. Oh, Bassett works him off it beautifully to assist James. Connell's had a big quarter, coming up for his 8th touch this term. Hand pass went nowhere. And a chance for Holland. Longmuir's hand pass knocked down by Jarman, doing the good defensive things, Darren Jarman. And a real scrap. The umpire, I think, will let the ball up eventually. And somehow a kick comes out. Good hands, Waterhouse. And the hand pass wide from Fletcher. Waterhouse again. McLeod pulls him off his kick, and it's out of bounds on the full. And Andy McLeod coming up for his 9th possession this quarter. Big turn. McLeod's kick to centre wing. Robran, and all over the back of him was Michael with the punch. Walker. Well, their disposal's not good enough. They're getting a lot of the ball, but they're giving it up. And that might be in the back for Jarman. That's a throw-in.
No, they're right in front of the grandstand. The grandstand's going berserk. Darren's telling him he was really harshly dealt with. Watch it again. Over the neck. In the back. And he looks up expecting the free kick. Didn't get it. Let the umpire know all about it. As does the Crows member stand.
Well, this is a night out of the footy. Sunday night, long weekend. You're winning by 11 goals and you're hooting the umpires. You're having a big night.
Michael's in front, beaten by Robran. Sliding in there is Fletcher. Played it pretty well. Gets it back to Walker. We'll wait for the whistle.
That's against Jarman.
Frustration there.
Settle down, Darren. He must settle down. He can't do anything silly at the moment.
Walker comes to Longmuir. Longmuir kicking inside the 50. Waterhouse cleverly done.
And this is a great contest.
It's the highlight of the night in many respects, isn't it?
Clive Waterhouse has not stopped trying. He's taken his 5th mark, and this will be kick number 9. But Nigel Smart has not given him any room whatsoever. Just forced him under the ball there.
3 marks this quarter, coming up for his 7th disposal.
Going at goal number 4, Clive Waterhouse. Makes you wonder with 2 quality forwards like Waterhouse and Modra, they don't kick more goals. Look better up forward. Waterhouse bending it back. That's a wonderful kick from long range. It's a goal.
Well, he hasn't stopped trying, and the teammates congratulating him. I guess the reason that neither of them are terribly tall, imposing physical players, Dennis, and I think if you could put a tall, strong, go-to type player in there, it might make a difference.
You get the feeling, though, Graham, it's not structured for them. Look at it now. Yeah. There's sort of 4 groupings inside the 50.
It is, but Clive Waterhouse often has to play a centre-half forward's position without having the physical dimensions for it. He works hard, he takes unlikely marks and kicks goals, but he's got 4 already. But he's probably not the true centre-half forward. If they could just throw another tall, imposing figure in there, it would make all the difference.
So 33 seconds left in the term, and the Dockers have actually won it. Robran wins it out of the middle, but it's chopped off by Bandy. Out towards the wing, Cook. Well, he's having a big night. Coming up for his 23rd. And Hazelby as well. 21 for him. Another goal before the siren will be handy. Well kicked.
Clever kick, young fella.
He's a player, isn't he?
Oh, Paul Hazelby. We hadn't known much about him in Adelaide. They took him number 2 in the draft.
Graham, all of a sudden, the last 5 minutes, it's been the Fremantle boys that are breaking away and finding space from the middle.
Well, they've won the quarter. They trail by 10 goals. This to make it 9 with a quarter to play. Holland kicking from about 40 metres. Hardly a person here in support of Holland. And he misses to the right.
Well, unusual too. The ball didn't come back at all. He pushed it straight out there. It would have been a morale-lifting goal. You'd say the game is beyond them, but they need to restore some pride in their performance.
Well, I suppose something for Damien Drum to draw on in that they won the quarter. And if you're being flogged at half-time, it's something to aim at. Maybe that was their first aim and win the last as well. But it is 118 to 50.
Tells it exactly as it is. 40,000 people. Well, they'd sold all
skiing, did they?
Oh, yes, quite a few.
But 40,000 is a fantastic crowd. We can see a few spaces out there in the outer, but it's a big attendance for Fremantle as the opposition, coming in 14th on the ladder. And I suppose Tony Modra was one of the large attractions for this game.
They definitely wanted to see him, and crowd still loves him. There's a few people booing them. Andrew Coates, Derek Humphrey-Smith and Richard Fox. Not a bad performance, a few questionable decisions, that's about all.
Yes, if you ask Darren Jarman right at this moment, he might say those bugs. Hurried kick by Michael out wide. Bit of a fumble by Bandy, but he's going the Dockers' way. Thought there might have been a whistle. The temporary stop to play. Fletcher's kick smothered. Coops is a good unit. The ball bounces inside the 50. Modra trying to help out his teammates. Holland at ground level, puts it out wide. Longmuir, a goal.
Oh!
Yeah, well done. He's deservedly had a hard start to the game. He's worked his way back into it. And I tell you what, Fremantle finding something. Again, Clive Waterhouse in there. Tony Modra not taking it cleanly, and Nathan Bassett right alongside him. Good hands. Good kick. No space, no room. And it just dribbled, and Brett James couldn't get there.
Well, they'd need to set a new record to come from behind and win. 59 points in the last quarter has never been done.
Well, they're keeping at it anyway, and that's something for them. Blitzed early. Play restarts. Michael and Robran into the path of Longmuir. He didn't have the ball. He'll get the free kick. Advantage is paid. No, it's not. The umpiring insisting it come back. Well, that's interesting.
Troy Longmuir has gone into the centre of the ground. He's on Andrew McLeod and just featuring in these first few minutes of this last quarter.
Kicks inside the 50. Smart missed it. Waterhouse waiting behind, pushing the back against Waterhouse. Big roar from the crowd. Interesting just moments ago, that free kick to Longmuir. Dodd was away and running down towards centre half forward. Nobody near him. Umpire brought it back. Bassett getting a free kick and/or mark. Wants to go. Well, he steps into Cook's pocket. He kicks it up towards the wing. Coming up the ball hard is Holland. Trying to get past Rashuda. That was ambitious. It comes across to Connell. Hurriedly back towards midfield. Fletcher knows no other way. Trying his heart out. Takes the mark to Bootsma. Inside the centre square. Bootsma kicks inside the 50. Getting across was James. He dropped the mark. Cook scrambles it out of the pack. Modra tracks it towards the boundary line, running out of space. Modra, was he across the line? Yes, he was.
I'll tell you what, Dennis, there's a lot more run in the Fremantle boys right at this moment.
So Tony Modra was in the clear by 20 metres there. If the kick had have come cleanly to him, instead it went to the pocket, he had to chase it out and just couldn't keep it in.
Yes, Troy Cook again at fault. Just his disposal. He's won a lot of the football, but given it away as Hazelby. Eccles getting his first run. Away to Biglands. The ball bouncing up towards centre wing. Oh, strong, robust play by Goodwin. But he's lost control of it. Taken by Gale. Down the line goes Gale, and the Dockers looking a lot better. Hazelby marked 60 metres from goal. Kick by Paul Hazelby. Cook. Oh, and Bickley just got a fingernail on it and put the ball out of bounds.
Gee, he had to do well too. It was good vision by Hazelby. He saw Cook in the space. The kick was good, and Bickley going back knew what was coming.
Costa on for James.
And accidentally collected there by Cook. Nothing at all in that. Just unfortunately Mark Bickley got on the end of it.
So Costa hadn't had a run till the last quarter, either at Eccles.
Boundary throw in. Cook in everything. She's a hard worker. Michael sockers it off the ground in the wrong direction. Eccles chips it out wider. Coming through with dashes. Coops spots a man towards the middle. Turned out to be the wrong one. Well, I don't think he saw Welsh more particularly. Welsh comes away. Kicking from half back towards half forward. Vardy was leading. Dropping back is Parker, and Parker takes the mark. Miscommunication there. Vardy on the lead. And the long ball sent in. Vardy 6 goals last week. Well held tonight, considering the amount of scoring they've done. Hazelby to Clement. That was untidy. Almost stopped by Welsh. Coming through is Dodd. Still Dodd trying to palm off a tackler. Gets the hand pass away to Clement. Well, he hits a crow. Knocked on by Hazelby. Eventually chopped off by Smart. He kicks it high towards the outer side. Timely fist by Harding. Knocked it down, but Goodwin picked it up. Releases Biglands. Biglands 60 metres out. Little chip shot. Down towards the pocket. Well, that was rather indecisive. McGregor goes after it. Gets the hand pass away. Twisting right on the line was Edwards. Strong tackle laid by Pavlich. Pavlich got a boot on the ball. Sends it back towards half-back, and Michael got it to Walker. Now it's with Bandy. Bandy out of his own defensive area. Kicks it high to the wing. And Cook bobs up yet again.
Well, it was great defence by Matthew Pavlich. He had to beat 2 players there. And ironically, he's on Kenny McGregor, teammates at Woodville West Torrens last year.
Cook to half forward. Waterhouse. Through his hands it goes. Hazelby sprints after it with McLeod. It's a hard race to win. Ball flipped out by Dodd. The crowd calls for a throw. And Costa gets his first touch for the night and gains a few metres. So still Ricky O'Loughlin hasn't seen any action. Bit tough on a kid, isn't it, Cornsey?
Well, he had a good start against Sydney a few weeks ago, and then they took him off after a reasonable first quarter. He hasn't seen much action at all in the last couple of weeks. You'd think now you'd put him on, wouldn't you?
Well, he's played 4 games for an average of 6 possessions a game, but he's spent most of them sitting down, so he can't get touch on the bench. Costa. Oh, great tackle by Hazelby. It spills to Bandy. Waterhouse. It's all the Dockers right at this moment. Waterhouse. Oh, just the wrong side of the post.
He's been busy, Clive. And young Hazelby's been very good too. Just stripped Costa of the ball. Got it out to Waterhouse, and it just needed a slight bounce to the left. He didn't get it.
Bassett's kick in. Waterhouse again. He's really trying. Couldn't drag down the mark. Edwards hasn't bothered hand passing too often tonight, but he's had a big night.
He had great vision. He had Welsh leading for him, found him beautifully.
Back to Goodwin. Goodwin's kick to full forward. Well delivered. Ball gets to the back. McLeod with toe. Kicked it once. Goes again. But the defender got boot to ball, and it's put through for a rush behind by Clement.
It's amazing work from Andrew McLeod. He was at half back at that kick-off, and there was a couple of long kicks went in there, and he actually got on the end of it in the forward pocket.
Fremantle's tightened up on Rashudo too. He's not having much effect on the game at all.
20 possessions for Mark Rashudo. Oh, Dodd needed to take that one. Longmuir, I like the look of this boy. He goes off the ground, gains 50 metres. And from all fours, Tyson Edwards got a rare hand pass away. That was a beauty. It spills to Longmuir. The hand pass in is good. Here come the Dockers again. Bandy, 65 out, but once again the disposal will kill you. Costa.
Well, that short kick is just murder.
Bickley over the top to Hart. Down the middle, Rashudo. Very high. Just put it up there and said, mark that. And Welsh almost did. Comes to the front to Vardy. He's gone in a good tackle. Crowell eventually to Welsh. Concedes some ground to Connell. Whistle gone off the ball.
No, he said Peter Vardy held the ball. It was holding the ball. He was tackled, and it wasn't a long tackle, but as he was tackled, he went to ground. The ball touched the ground.
I think it was a pretty fair call.
Longmuir on the wing. It was a lingering tackle. Longmuir down towards half forward then. In front Coops. Finds it on the ground. Nicely done. Hazelby. Suddenly a path through. Hazelby runs to 48 metres out. Goes long. And I think he's kicked a goal. Well done. Sees the opportunity.
Well, I can remember calling the Crows almost getting to 100 prior to half-time. They didn't quite. They're only 119 now. Fremantle are up to 72. So Freo did best in the third quarter on the scoreboard, and they're certainly doing best now on the footy ground. Holland. Ball's tied up in there, and the umpire will ball it up.
At this stage, it just seems like the Fremantle boys are a lot hungrier. They're working harder. They're attacking the ball stronger.
Well, Damien Drummer's obviously appealed to them to find something and get some respectability back into the scoreline, and it's touched a nerve.
You talked about Rashudo, Curls. Just one kick so far in this last quarter. Connell spirals the ball out of the middle to the 50. Comes to the front. Vardy caught in a good tackle. Down he goes, but it goes to McLeod. He'll make something out of this. Wide he goes with the hand pass. Rashudo's second kick for the quarter to the top of the square. Oh, Jarman.
Too strong. He planted his feet. He knew he was not going to be moved. Planted the feet. And just forced his opponent under the ball. Hasn't been a big night for Darren, but just adds so much to Adelaide's forward line. They look so much better when he's there.
Just a workmanlike 3-goal night so far. Make it 4. The goal umpire ran across a bit.
Oh.
Lovely kick coming in from Mark Rashudo, his 22nd possession tonight. The season's high 38 against St Kilda in round 8.
And he and Hayes will be having a really good tussle in this last quarter.
Michael and Marsh will go at it. Marsh with the leap, lays it down. Eccles at close quarters. Goodwin, brilliant football out of the centre. 23 possessions. Rashudo wide of the mark though, and Pavlich did well again, out of position there. The kick favoured McGregor, but Pavlich getting across and fisting out of bounds.
I wonder if he's a defender, Pavlich.
Look, I think he can play anywhere. A lot of people will tell you that he's the most exciting young player they've seen come through the college system. He played for Sacred Heart College, and he was always dominant. I think he can play anywhere.
Not a bad place to learn, is it, sometimes, defence? Centre half forward is a tough spot, particularly in a struggling side. Dodd's hand pass, very untidy. Costa takes on the tackler. How will they call that? Out of bounds. Okay. Boundary throw in.
The umpire told him, he said, you're going to have to get rid of it, Kim. You were very close to holding the ball then.
Michael and Biglands. It falls in short though. Fletcher did well to Dodd, to Parker. Parker, that's a terrible effort. Some indecision. It was all about indecision. Bootsma gave it to Walker towards the outer side. This is a situation Connell will relish. Leads back in the race, gathers the ball. Not a good hand pass. Holland's got a great tackle. Bickley got him down. Coops can't control the footy. It spills wide. Connell again. Connell, the defensive side of the wing. Waterhouse took him out. It's a relayed free kick.
Well, that's just lack of discipline, frustration. You get there, you know it's a bit too late, but you don't want to waste all that energy, and you put him down. Just watch. Just got to stop, Clive.
Nothing sinister though. Anyway.
No, there was nothing malicious in it. He just didn't want to waste the energy.
Umpire Richard Fox had a quiet word in his ear. Comes to Biglands. The Dockers seem to have a lot of numbers to contests in the latter part of this game. And it's put very wide by Clement. Didn't quite find the line. Connell. In he comes to Rashudo. Might have been stung into action by what Curls pointed out was a bit of a slow start to this quarter. Marsh.
Gee, that's great work by Clive Waterhouse. Edwards was out here by himself. Waterhouse has sprinted from half forward to pick him up.
Long kick by Marsh. Gets to the back of the pack. All Fremantle. And Gale gets the hand pass out. And holding the man, it's a Crows free kick. Only about 30 metres from goal.
Well, some people would deem that he was in possession. He never really took it. He was playing it in front of him, and he was held. Just watch it. Goes in front. He's held.
Must have heard the whistle because he threw it.
Well, the ball came back to him, but in the meantime, he had been grabbed. Look,
Very tough on Walker.
I don't mind seeing him get some reward for his effort. His stats don't show an enormous amount, but his bullocking work and his presence has been so valuable.
Crowell in just his 6th game has kicked his 3rd goal.
So the margin as it was at three-quarter time, it's 59 points. The Crows on top and headed for the top 8, it seems. Port Adelaide doing them a favour last night. Up goes Marsh brilliantly again. Rashudo storms away. They've worked some set plays in there very nicely, and now Vardy. One area of the ground where you can really predetermine things and have a plan in place. And when it's worked beautifully. They've come away clean, and now Vardy, who's been well held, will have a shot from just inside the 50.
The last 3 centre bounces have been tremendous. Mark Rashudo getting on the end of it.
Well, Marsh is almost fresh, isn't he? Hasn't done a lot of it, so now he's jumping right over the top of Michael, who had his hands full with Biglands. Vardy can be explosive. That's a lovely kick, just draws it back. So the Crows have been pricked.
This is the textbook clearance from the centre, looking for the forward line player with space in front of him. Ben Marsh, he has been rucking really well. Mark Rashudo on the burst. Vardy leading strongly. Nothing his opponent can do about that.
Graham Bandy into ruck for the first contest of the centre bounce tonight.
Gee, I'm surprised, Curls.
This could be interesting, this one.
Well, Michael was getting a nice old stitch up in there. And Bandy is pouring at the ground. Remember the old days of Crackers Keenan?
It just looked like it, didn't it?
And Bandy is...
Oh,
no, the umpire took him out of the play.
He made the umpire nervous.
And it made it easy for Marsh. The kick towards the 50. I was looking forward to the return of Crackers Keenan there. Holland takes it out on centre wing.
Reminded me of a Brahma bull who was pouring the ground.
Oh, good Mark Fletcher there. Stood his ground. Ben Hart closed him quickly.
65 points the margin. It had been 63 at half-time, so the Crows haven't really gone on with it. And the Dockers have fought on tenaciously. Modra slightly underneath the ball, and it's going to beat them over the line for a throw-in.
He's been forced wide in his lead too many times. Here's the bounce again. Now, this is disgraceful, really. Now, why couldn't that be recalled? No contest there.
All he had to beat was Cook. Absolutely should call that back. And here goes Bandy. He missed the last chance in the centre, so he had a chance from the boundary throw-in. They've lost it. Rashuto. The cheers are for Jarman as he comes off the ground. Jarman, he missed a couple of weeks with a hamstring. Tonight, 13 possessions, 4 goals straight. Well played.
And Gary Ayres not risking him. He's been giving him some time on the bench, but much to the criticism of the Adelaide faithful. Not a bad time to take him off now, though.
Now Lachlan getting ready to come on for his first run.
Stenglein back on at that stage. Comes to Goodwin. Down the line he goes. And out of bounds, a throw-in. We've got 8.5 minutes remaining at Footy Park. The Crows 21-11 to 11-6.
Sting has gone out of the game. There was some interest with Fremantle making some sort of a charge.
Bandy and Marsh, body to body. Marsh slaps it down. Longmuir, close to the boundary line, goes with the right boot. Coops led in the lead to the ball, but it went wide of him. Wrestling to the ground, Smart and Waterhouse. That's been enthralling. Coops, meantime, goes looking for Modra, missed it. Coming through strongly marked Bickley. Socketed off the ground. Hart is dragged down by Coops. Bickley comes again close to the line. It's out of bounds. Hayes will be pleading his case that Bickley simply dived across the line, but you'd be hard-pressed to get that.
We've seen it with Waterhouse, and we saw it there again with Coops. You're 11 goals down, and his effort there was really fantastic.
Big weekend for Adelaide football. Of course, Port getting up last night in Perth over the West Coast Eagles. Here's Rashuto having a big term. Smart, McLeod, all class storming through the middle. 50-metre kick exactly. Welsh has got it, turns around, runs to 50, goes looking for the lead from Vardy. It's knocked away by the defence. Parker, nice little 1-2 there. Parker storming up the ground. He got it back from Clement initially. Now it's Bootsma coming to Waterhouse, and Waterhouse has got it on the wing.
Gee, that was well played by Parker. Just didn't hesitate. Just punched it forward, hit the ground running, followed up.
He's quick too. Another poor kick. How often have the Dockers won possession and given it up? McLeod back to centre wing for Crowell. He started the game like an absolute rocket. He kicked 3 goals tonight. His kick to Welsh. Tough one to mark, especially when you're pushed in the back.
Yeah, no question about that. Good long lead. Matthew Pavlich not able to get there.
Welsh, long kick. Stenglein camped there. Oh, had a chance to take the mark right in front. Scooped up at the back. Hurried kick by Vardy. Was just blocked by Parker. And he rushes it through for a behind.
Yes, they've run well to defend Fremantle. What they haven't had in their forward line, playing only a 3 or 4 man forward line, they just haven't had crumbing players when it's gone in there.
Gale to Dodd. Didn't really draw a man then, Gale. Put Dodd under a bit of pressure. Bandy. Hand pass back, and Dodd couldn't take it. And once again, the man receiving the ball was under pressure. Mark Bickley. It's
Simon
Goodwin, who's had a fantastic game tonight. He's had 19 kicks, 9 handballs, and kicked 2 goals too. When he was in those premiership teams, a lot of us from outside Adelaide hadn't really heard of him, but he's really stepped up this year. Now we know all about him.
Marsh, Eccles, O'Loughlin onto the ground and into the action, soccering it down towards half-forward. McGregor strongly tackled by Fuster.
It's intriguing about Simon Goodwin. He had not played a game in Melbourne until the Crows started their final series in 1997. His first games in Melbourne were that final series, and he went on to play in the successive grand finals.
Nice way to start. Fell at the ruckman's feet. Dodd knocks it through the pack, stolen by Rashuto. Ran into a tough customer there in Cook, though, and the ball was jarred out. This is Fuster across half-back. Well, sold a teammate into trouble. That was Pavlich, who had to get rid of it quickly. They need to be careful. Bootsma comes away with it and skids it out of bounds.
Well, that's what Fuster was trying to do with it initially, or perhaps should have done, but there was no one there. He didn't want to give the ball away, so they kept the ball alive with the running players, but still there was no option.
Actually, this is the period of a game where coaches are looking for their teams to really finish off. Either it be Fremantle or the Crows.
This is Cook in trouble, falling to the ground, knocked forward by Eccles. Putting his body on the line there was Harding, did well. Comes across to Dodd under pressure, tries to go back to Harding. Pavlich surrounded, tried to kick it, missed it. Eccles taken to the ground, Bootsma exposed. Now it's with Cook, hard against the boundary line, kicks it very high. McLeod stood his ground, aware of everything around him, then ducked the head, comes to the middle and Marsh. Marsh is 65 metres from goal, takes on the tackler, now he's gone. Surely.
He put the whistle to the mouth.
He did. That was about 2.5 revolutions right there. Costa's got it, pulls it around the corner, and the mark is taken by Fuster. And if we talk about the confidence in Adelaide's football this weekend, with Port and Adelaide winning, it's been a down weekend as far as the Perth teams have been concerned. They need to hastily convene a Western Derby. Maybe next weekend.
I was waiting for you to bring that up.
The soccer must have been a big setback.
Don't mention that either.
Bad day for the Purples.
Yes. Fuster to the opposite pocket and Pavlich 3-0 up. And losing a grand final. That was smart. We were trying to work it out before, Drew, the equivalent in football terms. What, 15 goals?
Probably. Yeah.
Up by 15 at half time and lose.
Yeah, like Adelaide losing this one tonight would have been the equivalent. It's taken on the outer side by Smart, comes back to Beckley. Congratulations anyway to Wollongong. Terrific performance. Here's Rashudo.
Gee, you speak well through gritted teeth.
I don't think Wollongong take the telecast, Dennis.
McLeod and Bigland's out on his own. Now, what about him, Cornsey? Could he really unload here?
No, well, he's done the team thing. He's seen the leading player, respected it, and hit him right on the chest. He was on Port Adelaide's list, Brett Bigland's, their inaugural list, and had big trouble with these groin injuries. He had several operations. Had a good season last year with Woodville West Torrens. Played in the South Australian state team against the VFL on the MCG and hasn't looked back. Adelaide drafted him, and he has been a real find. His mother, Pauline, works in the Crows admin office. She's delighted to see him playing for the Crows.
It's deep background, isn't it, eh?
That's great. Now, Scott Welsh to really celebrate his 50th game with 4 goals.
Well done.
That's icing on that
Good team footy.
4 goals to Scott Welsh, 2 in each of the halves. And the Crows now flexing their muscles very late in the game. Bandy looking to do likewise. Punched it down straight to Hazelby. Kicks inside the 50. Waterhouse almost. This is Bickley. Dragged off the kick. Prods it back towards the middle. O'Loughlin didn't have it. Must get a free kick. O'Loughlin, right half back.
Coops replaced by Brown just before that.
Ricky O'Loughlin goes across to Edwards. A real factor early in this game. Saw so much of the footy in the opening term and was so destructive. His kick down towards half forward, storming through, doing it nicely was Crowell. Got the hand pass away. Kick from O'Loughlin inside the 50. Loose ball at the back. Stenglein couldn't pick it up. Coming across McGregor. And he knocks it across the boundary line. So the dying minutes of this one, and the Crows will be big winners.
Ricky O'Loughlin, already 3 kicks and a couple of tackles. And, gee, if you give him 30 minutes of ground time, he's going to get it about. From what I saw in his debut against the Swans, he's going to get it quite a bit. Hand pass comes back from Connell to Rashudo. Rashudo, a very high ball, real hospital ball. Worked out by McGregor. In space, Biglands, but his kick is knocked down by Pavlich. And it's out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in alongside the behind post.
So the game is dead completely now. Adelaide almost doing what they like. Fremantle have given it their best shot. It hasn't been good enough.
Crows double the Dockers score. McManus just hasn't been able to get into it. Bootsma puts the hand pass out wide. Harding. They don't successfully seem to draw a man. Harding gave it to a bloke who was in no better position than Harding was.
And the pressure's coming from behind from Adelaide. Instead of drawing the player, they won't go forward.
McLeod down towards the pocket. Stenglein. Parker besieged.
That's great tackle.
And
Young players.
sometimes too, just going back to that point, they don't really sort of try and do much with the footy other than he looked up, saw there was nobody on, so suddenly his problem became somebody else's problem. It was, I'm going to get rid of this.
Pass the responsibility over.
That's right.
Got a blood rule here. And what happens if the...
on the clock, and the ball will be thrown up greasy turf, dewy ground, and the ball just got over the line, so now we'll have a throw in.
Actually, it's only been the two strong bursts by the Crows, in the second and third quarter that tore this game apart. Apart from that, it's been a pretty even contest.
Yep, they had a couple of bursts that produced 8 goals in a row and then 7 goals in a row. And with that, they built up a 72-point lead. McLeod just couldn't stretch enough to get to that. Out of bounds again.
As a Fremantle just not able to burst out of defence. Adelaide's defensive action to hold the ball in their forward line has been excellent.
Sounds crazy. I mean, there's still a lot to like about Fremantle, but just got to get it all right. As Bandy knocks it down, Fuster taken front on by Vardy. At this stage, how would you say it? The sum of the parts doesn't equal the total.
Dennis, you're so right. I mean, there's times when you can be beaten by 11 goals, it can be totally embarrassing. But you watch Fremantle play, and there's lots to admire. We've got another blood rule here.
Fremantle are bleeding to death.
But at the same, you can look at the Fremantle players, or certainly tonight, and their endeavour has been obvious. They've run hard, they've charged hard, they've tackled hard. They haven't had the system, the structure, or the efficiency of Adelaide. Brendan Fuster not really hurrying, is he?
No. Why would you? I think Tony Modra wants him to hurry. Get off so we can get off.
Yeah, tells the story. Mods has got cold.
2 goals tonight.
Yeah, just the 2. 34 for the season. He missed 5 games. He's back home amongst family and friends in Adelaide this weekend. And he might be starting to think about what he's up to after the game, I reckon.
Parker comes charging back out. He came off under the blood rule about a minute ago, replacing Brendan Fuster. So it's a long last 1.5 minutes. And a bounce deep in the Crows' attacking zone. Bandy goes up with Biglands. Eccles surrounded. Deep in the pocket, Vardy was it? Pulls it back. Right on the kickoff line. Down goes Crowell. O'Loughlin did well. Got it across to Welsh, and Welsh snaps and misses.
Well, there's pressure. And there was quick hands and good defensive action, and Scotty Welsh never got himself clear. The best he could hope for was to bend the ball. He just didn't get enough foot on it.
Well, this is a beating in the 70s. They've had beatings in the 60s, 80s, 90s, and the Eagles even beat them by 117. So they've had some big ones this year, the Dockers. And a chance maybe for the Crows to get another one before the siren. Bootsma, a hurried kick. 28 seconds left on the clock. Kim Costa, fresh as a daisy, spent 3/4 on the bench. Didn't look like a fresh man's kick. Comes for a shooto. He'll bang it home. Should have. Out of bounds on the full.
Kimmy Costa, not the most elegant of left foot kicks, but a very popular Crows member.
And the kick in short to Walker. And just working it down now. We're just playing out the last rights as the Adelaide Crows firm themselves up in the 8. Well, it's like the Dockers are sharing the ball around to run the clock down like they're winning the game. But there's the siren. They've lost it by 73 points. Well, it might have been worse. They trailed by 63 at half-time.
It was a game and Adelaide had to win when the opportunity to slip in the 8th loomed up. Fremantle started well, but Adelaide just burst.
Let's go down to curls.
Thanks very much, Well, Simon, a patchy performance tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were really good in the first half, and then we seemed to drift away in the second half. So something we really got to work on. We got to work on playing 4 quarters, but it's just good to have another win and try and keep it rolling.
Brent Biglands is certainly getting high at those centre bounces.
Yeah, he's giving something for the midfield. He's just getting it forward and giving us a real opportunity to get moving forward, and he's been great all year.
What about yourself personally? Like the freedom away from half-back a bit?
Yeah, enjoying the run in the midfield, and just hopefully keep it going throughout the year.
Great team effort in the 8. Well done.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
Back to you, boys. Thanks, mate.
Simon Goodwin came off a few minutes before the final siren. Tony Modra with one of his old teammates, in fact a few of them, beating a track across to Modra, who finished with 2 goals tonight, but it wasn't enough. Adelaide blistering start, and really after that never seriously challenged. They improved their record to 7-7 and win 22-13 to 11-6.